Hello, everyone. Today is April the 6th, and this is the official community meeting for Harbor. My name is Ulin Vasiliev, and I'm the community manager for Harbor. Today, we have an agenda for discussion, and I'm going to share my screen now. Give me a second. Find the proper window. Sorry for that. Where is it? Here we go. Can you see the? I can see Vadim nodding, so I suppose. Okay. So I've added few stuff over here. So I want to go first, and then we can continue. There's a discussion open for the notary deprecation. So if you're in favor of deprecation of notary or you have something against, please go into the discussion and share your notes there. Because as of version 2.5, we have cosign in. So there should be some slight or not very slight migration to cosign instead of Harbor. So please share your thoughts there. For the rest of the list that I've added here are all the that are aimed to be in 2.6. So I'm not sure if it doesn't make sense to go over each of this and then discuss it over here. Depends on you. If you want to do discussion, we can start with the notary, or we can jump to something else that it's more urgent right now at the someone else's agenda. Please also make sure you add yourself to the discussion list over here. I'm going to share that in the channel. Hey, Mark. So I see some new names, not faces, but names. Can you chat about you a bit? I think Mark, I haven't seen you so far. Yeah. Yeah.
Hi. Nice to finally be here. You want me to introduce myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm Mark. I work at Cisco as an SRE. I work at ETNI, which is the kind of the incubator business unit at Cisco. And we started using Harbor a little bit over 6 months ago. So ETN itself is about incubating small projects, starting small projects, working with design partners to work on those projects, and we needed a solution to distribute the projects that we work on. So we initially we used DCR, but the authentication and the permissions there wasn't really the best solution for our purposes. So we decided to go with Harbor, and right now we use Harbor with replication from ECR, and we use robot accounts to provide access to our design partners to the various projects that we work on. I think you probably saw me on Slack from time to time and in various issues. We had some issues. Some of them we were able to work around. Some of them are probably larger issues. Happy to talk about some of them, but this is in short how we use Harbor. This is who I am.
Great to have you here. So as you can see, the chat list, that those are normally the folks that can be able to help you out with your issues. So yeah, more than welcome. I can see also Alexander Barth. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing names. I'm not sure if I see your name. I've seen your name in our meeting so far.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Great. Thanks. Yeah, I'm first time here. I'm working at Mercedes-Benz Group AG in Germany, and we are using the Harbor registry since 1 year, I think, roughly. And yeah, we use it in 3 different regions. So in the EMEA, APAC, and NAFTA region, with different amount of images. Our biggest region is EMEA with over 520,000 images currently. Yeah, I'm the product owner of the platform with my team, and maybe you also saw me in different issues from the past, because currently we have some issues, open issues, which are not fixed yet. Hopefully they will be fixed in new versions or in the near future. Or our biggest issue at the moment is the API call stuff, how this is working. We have saw issues with webhook implementation on ours, or somewhere, because webhooks are not currently working, and also different other issues where we opened up GitHub issues now in the Harbor repository.
Okay. Yeah, as Jan said, thanks for the issues and welcome. Can I ask you, Alexander and you, Mark, if you can reach out to me? I really want to discuss your use cases, and if you're happy to be added to the adopters list with your use cases and to be like officially into the Harbor family as a company-wise, I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll have to ask about the adopters list, but I see no reason why not.
Okay, great.
Yep, same for me.
Great. So please reach out, or I'll try to find you in Slack, and then we can discuss that. It would be great. I can see some other names, like, I'm sorry about the pronunciation, but Nongna, is that right?
Yes, you pronounced it right. It's Manogna.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Come again?
Am I audible?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So Alexander just gave his introduction, so I work along with him in the same organization and the same team. So
Great.
we work together.
Great. Are you folks based in Stuttgart, or?
Alex is based in Stuttgart and I'm based in India.
Mm-hmm. I used to work for a little bit, like a year, for Mercedes-Benz, and we were located in Stuttgart at the time. So I was just curious. Okay. Okay. Not sure if someone else added anything. I'm gonna check again the list to the agenda for today. Anyone with any topics, or we can discuss a bit the notary deprecation and some of the other. Vadim, I cannot hear if you're talking.
No, let's jump to the list.
Yeah, there you go. So I've created that discussion because we somehow prematurely announced that we're going to deprecate notary without discussing it with the community. So there is nothing much right now. So please, if you have some doubts about deprecating notary, or if you want to have it longer, or whatever, all your thoughts will be nice to have there, because the initial plan was to deprecate it in 2.7. Correct me, Jan, if I'm wrong, but that will not allow enough time for folks to migrate to cosign or some other solution. And the main reason for this one is actually, I forgot to mention it. It's not only that Notary version 1 is kind of inactive. It breaks the replication because of this signature is tied to the host name of the registry. So, yep. What else? All those are from Roger. He asked me if I can go through that. Not sure if it makes sense to go over all of them right now, but those are for the 2.6 build, and they're all in the roadmap, I think. Some of them are by Jan, others are, I think, from Vadim is very active. So let's go like this. Anyone wants to be engaged in this one, or I'm not sure if the one who added this one is here on the call. So, and that's quite old. So we have to. That's a P0, I think, for 2.6.
And as far as I can remember, there was some work going on the Miti Arc setup, but apparently it's kind of dried out or died, the engagement there. So I'm not sure what's the state in there. And
we have already created a sub repository in the under Go Harbor, and to do the implementation. To firstly, we just want to support the ARM, and then we can extend the project to support other kind of platform. But the current status is that the contributor from the community is continue working on that project, but it's not a guarantee for 2.6 early. The development status is that we almost support the 2.3 source code based harbor, and that means it can ship the ARM-based image based on Harbor 2.3 source code, but it's still some issues that need to be fixed. The contributor are all from the community, and we just leverage the effort of the contributor to do the implementation, and I just work with them as the code reviewer.
what do you know? What does the contributor needs to do so in order to complete it? Is there some task on their side that they need to complete, or is other task on our side that we need to do?
We have a routine, and we have a weekly meeting, and for the task we just open the issues in that repository. I will pass the link to chat. Wait a minute. We didn't create issue on Harbor repository. We just create issue in this one.
Are you going to paste it in the chat, or?
I did it. You can.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We are using this repository to tracking implementation, and we just create issues for tasks. You can see the main contributor is Druber, which is the community contributor.
That looks like a different person than Jeremy Boo, and that's
They come from a same company.
okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of active. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's kind of active. When if you have interest on this project, I will invite you to join us weekly meeting to discuss the issues, implementations, tasks, and schedule, and so on.
When those meetings are happening?
Every Wednesday, but it's 3 p.m. Chinese time.
So it's a Chinese time zone friendly meeting.
Yeah. But we can reschedule it to meet others
Mhm.
who have.
Yeah, because I'm not seeing that event in the project calendar. So it's something set up between you folks, or
Have we added? Have we added a calendar into this project?
maybe Roger will be interested to join these meetings as well if you haven't invited him.
Okay, I will ping him to join us.
Yeah. Maybe it will be also helpful to make this meeting public, or not meeting public, but the announcement of this meeting public, so people can join if they're interested. I mean, there are already a few requests from the community to support other architectures, and if we can bring people together, it would also, help with our work.
Oh, sure. Actually, the meeting is public, but we just didn't put the link and schedule at the repository.
If you can you send it to the mailing list so it can enter the project channel, the project calendar, and if someone wants to join, and if you also can record those meetings, would be great. So people can, like me and Vadim, which are in different time zone, can follow up afterwards.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. If you don't have the Zoom account for Harbor, I can share that with you, and that will be automatically uploaded into YouTube, and then we can create like a different playlist in YouTube just for those discussions, and then this topic in particular.
The regular meeting is hosted by the Zhubo, not me. So do you mean that I should share the CNCF account to Zhubo? I don't. He is the host. I just joined his Zoom meeting to discuss issues, but we are not using the CNCF account to host the meeting.
Okay, and you're doing that meeting in Chinese or in English?
In Chinese.
In Chinese.
Because yeah, all of attendees are Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone from Europe or US, we can switch it to English.
Yeah, maybe chat with Roger about that, and if we can make it more public, will be great.
All the things are public because that Juve is not. It's just from community. And this project is 100 hosted by community and not by the maintainer. I mean, I just provide my technical support and suggestion to their proposal and their implementation, but they are hosting this project. So yeah, I will ask Zhubo to add the information about meeting, like schedule or link into this project.
Great.
Um,
Thanks.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, what I see here in this proposal of the Miti Arc, I mean, it has some nice potential for the project itself because they are working on modifying and updating the make files and the build system to support the multi-architecture. So this can be, I mean, we can benefit by that if updating the project manifests and make files as well, or make them more understandable, because I mean there's like, I think, yeah, I see a few potentials here that we could use from their work for ourselves, not just for the multi-architecture, but also how they building and making the project, because this current work that I see here in the make file that you're scrolling now, it looks, I mean, it looks better than what is in the project harbor, because the project harbor is currently already how to say, quite mature, so there's a lot of things there which might not be needed and not that clean, as this fresh one. So I think we could benefit from this effort as well, not just the architecture, the multi-architecture, but also from the make files and the flexibility of support there. So this is how I would see it as a benefit for the project if we get integrated that one.
And Jan, another question from my side. The release for x86 and for ARM, for example, they'll go in parallel, or like we release 2.5 or whatever 2.6 for x86, and we release 2.6 for ARM.
Yes, the future we will align these two projects, but maybe ARM will delay for 1 or 2 weeks after Go Harbor is released. It's
Okay, but do you think the two things will merge at some point, or they'll stay separate?
I think we can just ship ARM in this sub project, not just shipped in the upstream. I mean, Go Harbor. We can just add a link into maybe 2.7 release notes to point that there is an ARC release. You can just go directly to this sub repository to download the ARM images.
Yeah, I'm asking because many other projects are, when they're released for all the architectures that they have in their support list, and maybe the effort of releasing that and keeping the source code sync, and as Vadim said, like all the make files and everything, all the processes for releasing are just the same, and we have one release process and we release everything at once. I'm just asking what's the general idea of this one.
I think I can let Drupal to host another discuss about the release of multiple ARC, and so we can have some further discussion in that meeting. Is that okay for you? Yeah.
Because that will be official builds for Harbor, right? I mean, released by the, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. So in this, definitely get Roger in for this discussion.
Yeah, can we invite Drupal to our community meeting to have a discussion in future?
Sure. I will.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Next one, I think it's from you actually, or the case there.
So what's the questions here?
I mean, all these issues that are listed here are aimed to be into this 2.6 release. So yeah, we should either discuss them or everyone. I don't want to waste everyone's time on discussion this one by one. So please, everyone, take a look at this, every single one of this, and check what's the status and if you can help out with this one to get it into 2.6. There are a few proposals from few folks from the community, which sounds pretty good. If you think that it's going to be okay now to go over them, I'm not sure if you have something else to discuss, like the 2.5 release or something else. For example, this one is, again, those are quite old, and they're halfway there approved.
It is already approved, you know, it does have the minimum required approval of 2, so it could be technically merged.
Yes. And the owner has already created the engineering Adpack and the tasks, and I just assign label 2.6 for the engineering story.
You're saying that we have a issue for this one and to be worked on based on this proposal?
Yeah. The author just have already created the engineering story Adpack in the Harbor repository, and some subtasks that associated with the Adpack.
Where is it in the portal? No.
Harbor repository.
Yeah, I'm there.
Issues. You can search Adpack.
To search for what?
Or a system artifact. You can search system artifact.
I think that this is the community. The community had already some task related to that. There was a proposal, if I'm correct.
Yeah, but Jan said that he has created the engineering task.
Ah, okay. Yeah, okay, sorry.
Let me just I got it. Wait a minute. I paste it into the chat. Yeah. This is the engineering Adpack associated with this proposal. He has already created one pull request.
Okay.
Yes.
In that case, okay, we have to fix the workflow here. I mean, we have the proposal open, and then we have the epic for the actual implementation. So from a process point of view, I think Roger has to be here, but I think we should first close the proposal, and we're sure about what exactly we have to work on, and then create the issue and link it to the closed proposal, because now we have the proposal open, and in the same way we have the issue, and it's a kind of messy. At least in so I think the same thing is here. We have the issue. Actually, it's the same thing. It's yeah. We have to manage those things a little bit better.
I think we can just merge this proposal right now, since we have already got two approval.
Yeah, but we need 3.
No.
I can approve, of course, but it says if you can get someone else from the engineering team to take a look at this one, and then we can merge. Otherwise my approval will be just fake, just to be able to merge it, which doesn't work.
By the way, I and the Prahala, the creator has already sent out the email to the maintainers to review the proposal, and we want to have some move on. So please, the maintainers should have already reviewed and received the emails that about the review of this proposal. So please take some effort to.
Okay.
To,
About that, I've created something into the website, I think, only for now. I've created the code owners like this for the website repository, and I think we should create the same thing. And I think I've opened that PR into the main repository. Or maybe I didn't, but we should create a code owner file into the main repository. So if someone creates an issue, PR, gets a subset of all the maintainers associated automatically, so we don't miss a PR. Because I've seen that someone opens a PR and that PR stays there for weeks without being even reviewed from single person or notified by the creator to the maintenance team. So I'm going to open a PR for this one, so we can get like a proactive notifications if someone creates a PR there. I'm just curious if you want to create the whole maintenance team to be assigned to this one, or just like a subset of the maintenance team, like a representative subset, like for example, Yuyan, Vadim, and Tianon as the main 3 organizations representing the project right now. And of course, could be more folks from VMware and folks from the other organizations as well. So, okay.
Let's do with all maintainers, and then later on, if someone wants to jump off, then we can.
Yeah.
Then he can do it. You know.
Okay. I'll do that.
Better like this than leaving someone behind.
What's that?
I just said better start in this way and then leaving someone behind, you know. And
oh yeah. Okay, so let's see the other proposals. At least to fix the proposals, we open this one. Do we know anything about this one? It's again quite a old stuff.
so I remember this functionality. So it's a user proposed kind of a conversion service to Nidus, which is a different image packaging format, and he wanted to integrate this into Harbor. And so our proposal was, or I mean, it wasn't a response that was communicated to the user, but it was our, I would say, a consensus that I still remember, was to say, this is not something for Harbor, you know. And so that's why nobody responded there, or nobody approved or disapproved the progress. There was some feedback on the code and things like this, but there was no yeah, no approval, disapproval to the user. So that's why it's kind of still in this pending state. We didn't say yes or no.
Mhm.
We just from the discussions I remember, it was kind of yeah, it's nice to have, but it's not something of the high priority or a priority at all.
So can we?
So we need to make a decision somehow if it
Yeah,
should, yeah.
and we should avoid this kind of stale proposals.
So for this one, we have already present in the community meeting, maybe in the before half a year, and we made a decision that we should create a Stub repository for acceleration service. That means we want to create a acceleration spec for Harbor to do further integration. And they have already working on this project, and all of the contributors are from Alibaba company, and we have a regular weekly meeting to discuss the progress and tasks. So
Okay, so there is some work going on that is not visible to the community, or to
yeah, it's visible. We have a public repository. We have public Slack channel. We have present the proposal in the community meeting and discuss the proposal and make
Yeah.
decision that in the community meeting. So all those things are public. I'm not sure which part do you mean is not public?
okay. Yeah, because it's not visible here on this proposal, so there is no kind of a bit progress, you know, like someone is improving the proposal or referencing, like, oh, there is some, it sounds very similar to it. There's no, yeah.
For the detailed discussion, we just use the Slack channel. I forgot the name. It should be Harbor / image accelerator. Yeah, we just use that channel to discuss some details. You can just join that channel, or anyone who has interest on that. And there's another public repository on the Go Harbor, which name is acceleration service. Anyone can monitor that repository to see the engineering progress.
Hey, you say there's a effort going on in this one.
Yeah. Let me paste. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, so I mean, there is some work going on. That's good. So maybe kind of a
Yes.
linking it together to say, hey, this is proposal, so that's kind of a visible. Because otherwise, from the outside, it looks like, I mean, that nobody's working on that. You know, if you take a look at the proposal, it looks like nothing happening there. And but yeah.
And it's when it's in different repository and not linked, and then Slack channels not linked, it's kind of hard to follow if something is going on or not. So Jan, can you? What was the Slack channel you say?
Let me pass here.
image accelerator.
Yes, harbor slash. No.
Yeah. Yeah, I found it. Okay. I just want to bring it into the proposal.
Yeah, I will ask the owner to add this information into
Mhm.
that repository and link to this proposal. Yeah.
So practically, that
Oh.
proposal, that proposal deviated to the other one.
Yeah. Which one?
Exactly. Yeah, this seems to be just a fraction of what is currently going on. So it started as a proposal to conversion service, and then ended up into acceleration,
Yeah.
image acceleration. Yeah. Yeah.
These are two proposal, not we can just refer to the sub repository. We add link to this one. This one is just for the but this is another one. Actually, can you switch back to the?
I'm confused now. So
Yeah.
That-
Yeah. Go ahead.
that's the original proposal for conversion service.
Yeah, this is the original proposal for acceleration service, but the other one is just one kind of implementation.
On what? I'm sorry. What implementation?
Yes, it's just one kind of image acceleration service.
Aha. A specific implementation of this one. Okay.
Yeah, but that one is just a spec. We just want to define the interface that for Harbor to do the further integration with acceleration service. But this one is just one of the implementation. And Confan just want to submit their acceleration service to Harbor. I mean, contribute their service to Harbor. But this service just follow the spec defined by another proposal.
So, in other terms, which one is the? Okay, is it correct if I chain them like this? That this initial one for the conversion service kind of created the one for the acceleration service, and that's the repository that is currently worked on.
No, the 167 is just for this accelerator service spec. I mean, we just use that project to define the interface to how the accelerator service will interact with Harbor. And for the 165, it's just one implementation based on the spec. I mean, based on the 167.
Okay, so that chain is correct. Okay. So do you think that will end up as supported part of the Harbor implementation?
Sorry.
Do you think that acceleration service will be part of Harbor, or it will be like a separate project long term?
We just have we have some discuss around it, but for the first phase 1, we just do the simple integration with Harbor. That means the Harbor just send up a webhook to the service, and then the service will convert the image back to Harbor. So, but for the first phase 2, we want to do some further integration with Harbor. But it is still under discuss.
Okay.
And yeah. Currently, we can see it's a separate project from Harbor.
Okay. But looks like we have a lot of this proposals hanging, so I think we should set up a regular triaging of the repositories, so we can clean up old ones and then give space to the new ones and decide if we're gonna. I'm in favor actually to, if something is staying there and nobody's taking care of it for the last, I don't know, 7 months, just let's close it. And it doesn't make sense if just to stay there and to not to be active at all. So what do you think? That's a question for everyone. If we set up once a month, at least, triage session, so we can go over issues, PRs, and proposals, maybe not in that order, but to clean up a bit the repo and to get some motion into monitoring the repository and answering PRs and answering issues.
Yeah. So there's, I mean, the proposals are not so many. So the proposals we can discuss in each community meeting, because it's usually one proposal every, I would say, month or something, you know, so that's easy to discuss. But issues are currently quite a few. I mean, we have like 1,000 issues open still. And I would say that, you know, 90% of those issues can be closed or need to be triaged, you know, and summarized together. So this is, I think, a big chunk of the work there. And we can then kind of automate a few things, that issues that don't have engagements can be closed. And so we need to get rid of those 1,000 issues there, because it's
like stale ones and such, or
exactly. For example, if they stale, switch or summarize them, or you know, bring relative ones together, and then we see how many issues they're related to each other, and then we can address them in a separate, you know, change request or change. Because a lot of issues are related to each other, and if we see that like hundreds of people have the same problems, it would maybe make sense to provide a solution for that problem and create a change in software. But we don't know it yet, because we don't know how many issues are related to each other.
Yeah, that would be quite an effort for everyone.
Yeah, but we can, you know, I mean, we don't have to do it immediately, but it's just somewhere along the way.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to be like a one shot. It can be, yeah. So we can try to fix something for next week, for example, and work on like an hour or something.
Yeah.
With this one, I'll try to get Roger in that as well, because he has the overview of the project itself. So it's good that we have someone from that side as well, not only engineering. Okay, I'll take that, and I'll talk with Roger tomorrow about this one, and we'll set up something, because it's not cool to have 1,000 issues in the repository at all. Shows how to say, not much of engagement from the towards the community. So we have to work on this one. Okay, that took a lot. We have a few more minutes left. Anything else? We can go on and on this list, but let's leave it for next week. Jan, just one question for you. Did you make any progress on the reported issue about the replication that I found this morning? I mean, are we gonna release tomorrow, or we will leave it for next week?
I'm working on fix. Probably we can have another RC build tomorrow, and hopefully we can have GA by the end of this week.
Okay, because once again, I really don't want to release on Friday. So if we're gonna release, it's don't rush it. Maybe take your time, and we can release on Monday.
Okay. I will let you know the progress.
Thanks a lot. Just for FYI for everyone, I was working on the block proposal for the cosign integration, and I found an issue that replication doesn't work as expected. So Jan is working now on this one to fix it. Okay, so 5 minutes more. Anything else from the new folks in the call? Did we bore you to death with with this very improvised triaging? And if you want to add something, if not, I think we can have 5 minutes for the next one. I suppose many of us are having upcoming meeting in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting to see how these community meetings go. I mean, it is great. I guess we'll talk to each other offline or on Slack or somewhere. And as I mentioned, I do have a couple of topics in my head that we could talk about. I'll bring those up there, and then we can, I don't know, decide whether they're worthy for this meeting as well, and maybe we can talk about them next time.
Yeah. Sorry that took all the time, but we had to go over some of these topics. But
absolutely.
Yeah, feel free to reach on Slack. I'll respond. I think we're in the same time zone, or pretty much the same time zone. So
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it would be easy. All right. By the way, nice shirt. Is that from Copenhagen? The KubeCon Copenhagen? Mark?
Sorry.
The T-shirt, is that from the KubeCon Copenhagen, or?
Oh no, I think this is from Barcelona.
Could be. That's the worst T-shirt from KubeCon. It's so bad.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Yeah. All righty. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Hope. That is. Yeah.
Olin, I have a question about the earlier statement that you just informed Alex about some list. It was doctor's list or something. I hope I got it right. So do we contact you like offline after this meeting or tomorrow, or how do we take that forward? Because I just want to understand more on that topic. Or
whatever works for you. You can ping me in Slack and we can chat. Okay. We can set up a very short meeting and we can just discuss. My idea is just to get some kind of information from your side. How are you using Harbor? What's your use case? How big is your environment and stuff like this? And if you feel comfortable sharing that with the public, just to formalize it in few sentences and to add your logo, add your use case, and that's it pretty much. No engagement more than that. Just pretty simple.
Yep, perfect.
Yeah, great. Okay, 2 minutes back, or 1.5. Thank you, everyone. Hope to see you next week.
Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.